say you just let me go then?
Hello everyone, my name's Blast, and today we'll be talking about one of the best and most underrated action games of all time. We're talking about 2015's Mad Max. Some background first. I am a huge Mad Max fan. The first movie was cool but boring. Road Warrior was damn iconic. Beyond Thunderdome, I actually kind of forgot about it and I have to watch it over again. And Fury Road is my favorite movie of all time. I still have to watch Furiosa, but I think I'm the only one interested in the movie. Because from what I hear, it's labeled as a failure, and that's absolutely heartbreaking. So, anyway, way back in middle school, I watched The Road Warrior. Max Rokitansky was my Literally Me character before the internet fell in love with the idea of Literally Me characters. Even when everyone had Ryan Gosling or Travis Bickle, I'm just sitting there with my buddy Max. I would even wear a black leather jacket in the heat as I walk back and forth to school thinking I'm him. So it's safe to say I love the Mad Max franchise. Somewhere in 2018, my stepdad bought me the game for Christmas among a bunch of other games because he thought the world was gonna end. Yes, he was one of those. Yes, I still love him. Anyway, this game blew me away. It has great gameplay, cool customization, interesting and bizarre characters, and Dinky D the dog. So, let's start on my synopsis. One thing I love about this game is that when you press new game and pick a save slot, the game immediately throws you into the action. Even though it's a cutscene, it's still fun to watch. Timeline-wise is that the game takes place somewhere after Fury Road. Max is back in the Interceptor being chased by some war boys as he's heading to the Plains of Silence. The action-packed cutscene continues and Max destroys the two vehicles pursuing him. Unfortunately, a huge tank of a car pulls up on him and he gets jumped by more war boys. They beat him and strip him and drag poor Max to their leader, the fearsome warlord Scrotus. Scrotus is kind of a boring villain, but we'll talk about that later. Scrotus beats Max and leaves him for dead as they steal the Interceptor. Max then gets up anyways and jumps on the rig and tries to free his car. Scrotus sees him and sicks his dog on Max. Max beats the dog and Scrotus gets pissed and kicks the dog off of the rig and leaving it for dead. Max fights with Scrotus and ends up sawing his head in half with his own chainsaw staff. Bro thinks he's Scourge from Gears of War 2. Anyway, Scrotus is a G and shrugs it off as he throws Max off the rig. We get some credits as we see Max and Scrotus' dog form a bond as they recuperate and push forward. We learn some controls and the dog leads us to a dew collector and we fill our canteen. Water is a health item and we hold it in our canteen. Amazing. The dog ends up getting trapped by a hunchbacked man and Max threatens him to stay away from the dog. The man backs away and we learn that his name is Chumbucket. He says that he knows Max because he's seen us get beaten by Scrotus and the War Boys. He believes in some prophecy that Max is the driver. He says that he can help Max and give him a car so he could get to his Interceptor. Chum calls Max a saint, and for the longest time this game is the reason I put saint in most of my usernames. I later evolved into Prophet, which is the name of my gaming channel, and now I've evolved to Sarcastic God on my Xbox account. But you know, I'm just Blast. You can just call me Blast, dude. Don't call me by my Xbox name or by Saint or Sarcastic Prophet, please. Yeah. So I go by Blast, Prophet, and Saint, but just call me Blast, please. I don't know what I'm saying. Let's get back to the synopsis. Chum says that he's a Blackfinger, which in English is that he's a mechanic. He was out here looking for parts to fix up the car he's talking about, which is why he ran into us. Max then goes to find some wire for the car and we learn the fighting mechanics. They're very easy to understand, but the gameplay is extremely satisfying. You can feel the weight and crunch behind every punch and kick. It feels good. We grab the wire and make it back to Chum and we follow him to his buggy. We then learn the driving controls, and they're pretty good despite the fact that the buggy is very hard to control. It's a car issue though, not a game issue. We get to a look point and we see that the Interceptor is dismantled in a war boy camp, and Max is understandably a bit sad. That car was like his everything. It's been through a lot, you know? And Chum tells him that he can help him build a car that's even better than his old one, saying that
How tough, how fast?
Very faster than fear, tougher than an iguana's gonads.
We then go to Chum's hideout called the Tabernacle, which is an old broken down ship. Inside he shows us the Magnum Opus. At this point early in the game, the Magnum Opus is pretty sad looking, but as the game continues, you build it into your own masterpiece. At night, we take the naked Magnum Opus and we drive to a camp to find a body for the car. We dodge some traps and we eventually get to choose what body we want for our Magnum Opus. I went for the Wild Hunt body because it looks like the Interceptor, but I also think the one with the spiky front, I think it's called the Shovel Face. I think that one's really cool too. So, we choose the body and the bandits decide to jump us. After some tomfoolery, we hop in our car and drive off. We drive off, dodging traps and escaping other bandit vehicles. We also learn about the car combat. Again, it's simple, but the factor is that it's extremely fun and satisfying to see parts of other cars fly off as we wreck into them. You know, things can be simple. Things can be done straightforward as long as they're fun and interesting. So, yeah, anyway. Next, we gather scrap, and Chum crafts us a harpoon. Before that, though, Chum comes off as a little zesty when he says this.
Parts.
Yeah, but the jag tip, it's not here. See, it's not here at all. Yeah, it's in my bunk. It's just there for safekeeping. See?
The harpoon is used to pull pots? Jesus Christ, I'm speaking Australian. I've been watching too much Mad Max. To pull parts off of cars, pull down obstacles, and say, "Get over here!" to enemies.
It's clear. Now the gate.
Get over here!
Next, we learn about car upgrades. We earn more as the game progresses, and we buy the parts using scrap. Most prices have a negative and a positive. Most pieces have a negative and positive side, since you have to carefully balance your car to suit your needs. Do you want it to tank? What the hell? Do you want it tanky and slow, or do you want it fast and weak? It's all up to you to make your perfect car. So, next we take down a scarecrow that lowers the overall threat in the territory. This game works like Far Cry, where it's an open world full of places to explore and loot. The only reason that this game stands out is because it's fun and badass compared to all the Far Cry games after 5. Because I don't know, I personally like 5, but a lot of people get it. Oh Jesus Christ, my voice is cracking. It's pretty late. I'm just trying to get the script out. This video. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I'm struggling. Please help me. Anyway. Next we learn about scouting camps before we clear them out. This is straight up from the Road Warrior when he watches the camp in the movie be attacked by Lord Humongous before he greets the survivors. It makes sense in canon why he scouts like this. I don't have any footage of this, but sometimes you can even speak to strangers that give you hints on approaching certain camps, and some even reveal an alternate path to get inside of the camps. It's really cool. But the only problem is that I don't care. I just go in guns blazing. I go in, sit the defenses, pull them down, ram the gate, kill everyone inside. You know, I don't like camping. I mean, yeah, I don't like camping or staking out, but just throw me into the action. And yeah, we take down the camp's protection, we raid the camp and clear it out. Cue the Doom music, please. Then we find our first collectible of the game called History Relics. We find a picture of Max's wife and kid. The reason I'm saying kid is because the child switches from boy to girl throughout the films and the game. I just chalk it up as Max losing his mind, so he doesn't exactly remember if he has a son or a daughter, just a child that he loved. I don't think he even remembers their names, he just remembers that he loves them, which is even sadder now that I think about it, Jesus. Anyway, we're learning about Fury Mode. We clear out our first camp and move on. We end up meeting this guy who keeps stalking Max named Griffa. Griffa seems to be trying to convince Max that he still has his humanity, even if Max believes otherwise. Throughout the game, as we passively complete challenges and level up, we gain Griffa tokens that we can use to upgrade Max's abilities, such as finding more scrap or increasing health. Next, we unlock the nitrous ability for our cars, which we can use for speed, mobility, and offense for when we crash into other cars. Next, we learn that we can upgrade and customize Max himself, which is pretty cool, and I always love upgrades that add a new visuals, such as a thicker jacket or more pockets on Max. So it's awesome. I love visual upgrades. In this menu, we could also unlock new abilities for Max in combat, such as a chain finisher and or a weapon parry. It's awesome and makes Max seem even cooler as we upgrade him. Next, Max argues with Chum, telling him that he needs to get to Gastown, but Chum argues that the car needs to be stronger first. All of a sudden, Max and Chum get ambushed by some bandits, and they destroy and burn down Chum's home as we narrowly escape.
Let's go! Get in the car! Come on!
So now, we need to find another base where we can rebuild and rest. Chumbucket talks about a man named Jeet of the Great White that we can make a deal with. After cleansing the map with blood, we eventually make it to Jeet's base. My script autocorrecting this as Jeet's vase. Jesus. This autocorrect is killing me, dude. I'd rather just spell it wrong. Anyway, long story short, you see autocorrect again, it says shirt. Oh my god. Anyway, we strike a deal to help him in his base, and he helps us with ammo and other stuff. This is basically the core of the game. Max goes around helping people and clearing out Scrotus's presence, and we fund scrap to continue upgrading our car. That's the end of the synopsis, because I strongly recommend you guys play this game, even if you're not a fan of the Mad Max movies or car games overall. Like, I don't even like racing games, I love this damn game. Now, what did I like? I love how heavy and crunchy the combat is. Many people will dislike the combat system and say it's a ripoff of the combat from the Batman Arkham games, but to that I say that this system of combat just works, and it's super fun. Besides, there are different factors that add to the basic combat gameplay, such as the shivs that Max can use to instantly kill a warboy, or the Fury mode, which is really cool, and it sort of works as like glory kills, sort of in Doom, where if you beat somebody up while in Fury mode and you execute them while in Fury mode, you gain health back, so it's pretty cool. The car combat is awesome and feels so true and faithful to the movies. Crashing, ramming, and sidestepping cars never gets old, and it's super satisfying when you land a hit and you see the car start to fall apart, like a door falls off, or you just see all the scraps of metal fly. It's badass. The weapons that Chumbucket uses are pretty cool too. The harpoon is fun and is used for a lot of things. The sniper rifle is handy in some situations, but I felt that it never needed to be upgraded, unlike the Thunderpoons. Thunderpoons is basically a rocket launcher that Chum can use to make things excessively unalived. So, very handy. The customization in this game is phenomenal. I love building my own magnum opus, deciding what build I want for it to suit my what build I want for my playstyle. Do I want it fast? Do I want it tanky? Do I want it balanced? It's all up to player choice. Max is also customizable, as I said before, as when we level him up in Legend Rank, we unlock upgrades for him, and the upgrades update him visually. So by the time you max out his jacket, he's wearing he's basically wearing military gear. It's so cool. I love that I love upgrades that add to the character. Like, something as simple as extra pockets just adds so much heart and soul into the game. You can also change his hairstyle, which is pretty cool. I just kept him for the short hair most of the time, but I also like switching to the medium hair because it made it look like a mullet. So, yeah. This game is awesome. I was somewhat surprised at the enemy variety. Not only are there different enemies when out of the car, but there are many different cars to face while driving around the map, and I love it. The characters may not all be likable, but they're at least interesting and always keep me curious enough to hear new names. These characters can have some funky names, and I'm surprised I haven't seen a character named Throbbing Jimmy. Yeah, Throbbing Jimmy is my Mad Max OC now. I'm copywriting it. I like the quality of life elements of the game. For example, I love that when you go down on a ladder, Max automatically slides down it. You don't even have to push another button. He just does that. He just knows. Another thing I like is that when you build the cleanup crew upgrade for a stronghold, every time you destroy an enemy vehicle or anything else that drops scrap, the scrap is immediately picked up, so Max doesn't have to get out of the car every single time to pick up scrap. Speaking of strongholds, I really like the touch that when you do more missions or build more upgrades for a specific stronghold, the stronghold visually changes as well. It becomes more vibrant and almost becomes like a thriving community. It's awesome. I really love visual upgrades and changes, as you can tell. So, what did I not like? Even though I love this game, I will admit it takes a lot from the Far Cry formula. There's a big bad and you need to help out all these people to eventually take out the big bad. You also need to kill minor bosses in order to work your way up to the biggest bad. Like, just, it works. It's just, it's way too unoriginal. It feels like the game took pieces from a bunch of different games and put them all into one. Like, it conflicts me because on one hand, yes, it works perfectly and it's fun, but at the same time, how do the other developers feel of taking the same exact concepts of other people? Like 1 or 2 is fine, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like the list adds up. It's crazy, but I don't know, it's just kind of weird. It's not really a thing I don't like, it's just it's odd, I guess. I just feel like I should mention it. Next, the open world activities, aside from clearing camps, gets really old fast. The scarecrows and convoys in particular get boring real quick. If I could add something for a sequel, I would add like an honor system for Max. Like, for example, maybe while driving around we could find a vehicle of survivors being pursued by a war party, and we could either ignore it or stop the war party and save the survivors, or a secret third option and kill everyone and take all of the scrap and loot. I know Max is a good man, but I feel maybe a more angry Max, like in the very beginning, like right after losing his family, could be a very interesting take on the character. Even though the enemy variety is pretty good, I wish they looked more visually distinct. Like for the Scrotist enemies, there's like 3 or 4 types of warboys covered in yellow paint, and I can't tell the difference. The Buzzard enemies all look the same. They all wear black and brown clothing with red eyes. Like I can't tell the difference when I'm fighting them in the dark and just see red eyes. Like it's hard. No, I already said that. The Buzzard enemies look cool, don't get me wrong, but more visual variety would go a long way. Another thing is that all of the top dog bosses have the exact same model. They're all big and buff with GIMP armor on. The only difference on each of them is the skin color, I think, and the face paint. I get the GIMP look is iconic, but there has to be more ideas for top dogs or bosses in a Mad Max video game. There's so much to take from. So, in conclusion, Mad Max 2015 is a fantastic game that has tons of love put into it. However, its over-reliance on borrowed mechanics and its troubled development brings it down just a little. I enjoyed my playthrough and I give Mad Max a solid 7 out of 10. So, tell me what you think. Was I fair? Did you like the game? Did you hate the game? Do you even like Mad Max? Let me know down in the comments below. Make sure to leave a like if you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Just real quick, we reached 500 subs recently, and currently we're at 534 subs. And I am just so happy and grateful for you guys that you guys want to see more content from me, that you choose to subscribe to me, because you don't have to and you guys do, and I greatly appreciate it. And I want to continue uploading videos for you guys, whether they be reviews or Dead by Daylight related videos, or just hell, I'll even do icebergs again. No matter, even if they take a lot of work, I'll do more icebergs. Just let me know what you want to see and I'll try my very best to get to it, or at least see if I can even do it. So I thank you guys so much for choosing to subscribe to me. It's just I'm thank you a lot. We're close to our next what's the word, goal already. My next goal is 1,000 subs. So for 500 subs, since we reached it, I'm working on that big Evil Dead retrospective of Evil Dead 1 through 3, Evil Dead Remake, Evil Dead Rise, and I think I'm even going to review the TV show, but the TV show means I got to watch all of the seasons again. So I'm still unsure about the TV show, but the movies for sure. I'm going to retrospect and review the movies. So I hope you guys are excited for that as much as I am, because I love watching the Evil Dead movies. So rewatch them is going to be a good time for me. So for 1,000 subs, I wonder what I'm going to do. I know I want to do a Q&A, you know, if you guys are interested in that, of course. But something else bigger for a 1,000 subs. Maybe another iceberg of some sort. Maybe a big retrospective review thing if the Evil Dead one does good. I frankly don't know what to do. Maybe I'll even do a live stream on Twitch of me playing Dead by Daylight, or not Fortnite. I suck at Fortnite. I'm a bit better at Dead by Daylight. So maybe, I don't know. Let me know what you guys want me to do for 1,000 subs. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you so much for spending time with me today, hearing me ramble about Mad Max. And I think that's pretty much it. So I don't want to waste more of your time. This video is probably gonna be like 20 minutes longer already. So stay safe, everyone. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.